Pennywise inside your house? Yeah, that's enough to make anyone sleep with the lights on. The series Welcome to Derry came out swinging, cinematic quality, tons of direct references to the book, and a deep connection to the movies. And it still adds that extra layer to prove it's not here to play around. Last week, we dove deep into this universe. We talked about who Pennywise really is, and also broke down the first two episodes of the series. If you haven't watched those videos yet, go check them out. They're unmissable and will help you understand everything that's happening in Derry. In today's video, we're exploring episode 3, titled Now You See It. This new chapter promises to dive even deeper into psychological horror and uncover dark secrets about the birth of the entity that has haunted generations. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything about this series in the IT universe. No more wasting time. Let's get into it. Before diving into episode 3, let's recap what we've seen so far to better understand what's coming next. Episode 1, Pilot. The story takes place in the 1960s, several decades before the events of IT. Chapter 1. We meet Matt Clemens, a shy and traumatized boy who strongly resembles Georgie from the original movie, and who ends up becoming the first victim of Pennywise's new cycle of terror. The plot begins in Derry's movie theater, where Matt watches a film and notices the first subtle signs of evil. When he leaves alone at night, he's offered a ride by a mysterious, perfect family, and things start getting stranger by the minute. Red tones, bizarre behavior, and finally a shocking scene. The birth of a deformed baby with wings, revealing that it has awakened and begun taking new forms. The episode is full of symbolism, connecting Cold War fears and radiation anxiety to the creature's emergence. Matt's yellow pacifier falls into the river and drifts into the sewers, a direct parallel to Georgie's paper boat, marking the start of a new cycle of terror. In the final minutes, we meet a new group of kids, the losers of this generation, and start seeing references to Maturin, the cosmic turtle that represents the opposite force of it. Even without Pennywise appearing in his classic clown form, his presence is felt all throughout. Episode 2, The Thing in the Dark. The second episode picks up right where the first one left off, but this time from Lily's perspective, the sole survivor of the movie theater massacre. We discover that the mutant baby stared directly at her but didn't attack, and the theory is that the turtle pendant on her wrist protected her, symbolizing Maturin's power. Meanwhile, the show expands the universe, showing a Derry more alive and darker than ever. Racism and corruption are major themes, especially in the story of the Henlon family, direct ancestors of Mike from the films. Tension escalates when Ronnie has a supernatural experience. Her bed transforms into a sort of womb, and she's reborn from within a soaked bedsheet, a clear symbol of its rebirth. The clown manifests as her dead mother, exploiting her trauma and guilt. Pure Stephen King psychological horror. The episode also features direct references to The Shining, with supermarket scenes that mirror the hedge maze and even use identical products from the 1980 classic. In the final act, the military subplot takes the spotlight with Operation Prep, a hunt for a supposed Cold War secret weapon. But what they find instead is an old car full of skeletons connected to the Bradley gang, a historical event mentioned in both the books and movies. tying the series to its origin. We also meet Dick Halloran, the cook from The Shining, who is now part of the investigation. Alongside Leroy Henlon, the fearless man, they become key players in this war against evil. In short, The Thing in the Dark deepens. Its mythology connects Stephen King's universe and shows that the evil in Derry is both human and supernatural. And now, we move on to episode 3. Now You See It. This is the chapter that promises to change everything we thought we knew about Pennywise and his true origin. We open in 1908 when Bob Gray arrives in Derry with his traveling circus. Bob Gray is a name linked to Pennywise, but it was never clear whether he was a real person or just another identity created by the creature. The series seems ready to finally answer that. The flashback connects several elements from the book: the circus, the red balloons, the clown imagery, the turtles, and even the steel mill explosion, which killed more than 100 people in one of the carnival games. Clowns fall while turtles stay standing. The symbolism is obvious: it versus Maturin, destruction versus balance. A surprising twist: the little boy at the circus is actually General Shand, the leader of the military operation in present-day Derry. This explains why he knows so much about the fear entity, why he's obsessed with the creature, why he wants to turn fear into a weapon. The little clown girl he sees, similar to Pennywise but not identical, is an early symbolic form of the myth, not the real it. This is where the episode shines. Inside the horror attraction, we get several hidden references. Mirror Corridor, It, Chapter 2, Creepy Twin Girls, The Shining, the pianist, Andy Muschietti himself, playing the IT-themed distorted figures resembling twisted versions of the clown. When Francis looks directly into Pennywise's eyes, the big question emerges. Was everything an illusion? Or was the skeleton man actually possessed by it? The series keeps it ambiguous, and that makes it even better. Francis receives a slingshot, the classic weapon from the book that never made it into the films. Rose uses it in the forest and hits Pennywise, and the blood rises instead of falling, just like in the movies, meaning it really is Pennywise in that skeleton man form. Lily's mother picks her up from the sanitarium, and the psychiatrist gives a chilling warning. If she hallucinates again, she'll need a stronger treatment. In the 1960s, that means lobotomy. The nurse who befriends Lily is likely Miss Kirsch, and yes, she's Bob Gray's daughter. Not a coincidence at all. When Bowers threatens Hank in the prison cell, he says, "Child killers don't do well in Shawshank." A direct nod to the Shawshank Redemption. Perfectly executed fan service. While flying over the forest, Halloran has a vision of the entity and of the grandmother who passed the shine on to him. Then he says the most important line in the episode: "I saw the thing, but the thing saw me too." This means it is fully awake. It knows it's being hunted. It's no longer in its dormant cycle. The kids try to photograph it to prove Hank's innocence and Lily's sanity. But here's the terrifying part. The ritual fails, but it shows up anyway. It wants to play. It wants to terrify. Statues move. Cracks spread across the walls. Ghosts of lost friends appear. And when Will steps inside the mausoleum, a white-gloved hand reaches out. It's him, the clown, classic Pennywise. The picture they capture reveals the glowing eyes, something the clown girl from the flashback did not have, and the episode title leaves no doubt. Now you see it. Rose and Shan discuss the Kenduskeag River and the city's new sewer lines. This is serious. The river fed the sewers, Pennywise's lair. With new pipelines, the evil can spread far beyond Derry. Central themes of the episode: rationality versus spirituality, tradition versus modernity. Repeating cycles, human evil versus supernatural evil. The kids now have a photo of Pennywise, but will it matter? In every version of this story, adults simply can't see the creature the way children do. And that's it, guys. Episode 3 of Welcome to Derry shows that Pennywise is getting stronger, and this series still has a lot to reveal. Now the question is, what's coming in episode 4? Will we finally get more answers about the clown's true origin, or is it ready to strike for real? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps the channel a lot and keeps these deep dives coming. And of course, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with that friend who loves anything from the Stephen King universe. On the end screen, I left the recap of the first episodes and the full breakdown of Pennywise's origin. So click there and keep watching. See you in the next video.